ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everything in between. Alright, let's see. It is 11:57 here right now, so I technically started this on Friday. So I did get a video in on Friday, or at least I started a video on Friday. So, oh well, it is what it is. So let's see, video number 6, I believe. We're going to finish the last of the long introduction to Sun Tzu's The Art of War. Let's see, I'm Danielle. This is my voice practice I've been doing. Got more introduction, there's more videos, and the basic gist of it is I'm here, I read some stuff, I practice my voice a bit, make a fool of myself, and just sort of see how far I can get. And, you know, it's a long, slow process, and I'll get where I'm going eventually. The text is from Project Gutenberg. I'm Danielle. That's pretty much about it. Long week, but not too bad. Making a little progress here and there, and we'll see how it turns out. As always, go to Project Gutenberg for all your ancient book repository needs, and let's get this cracking. I technically started on Friday. Alright. Okie dokie now. Glass of water, and alright, picking up right where we left off yesterday.
Sentence quoted above from Chapter 6, Section 21 hardly strikes me as one that could have been written in the full flush of victory. It seems rather important to imply that for the moment at least, the tide had turned against Wood, and that she was getting the worst of the struggle. Hence, we may conclude that our treatise was not in existence in 505, before which date UA does not appear to have scored any notable success against Wu. Excuse me. Holu died in 496, so that if the book was written for him, it must have been during the period 505 to 496, when there was a lull in the hostilities, Wu having presumably exhausted that supreme effort against Chu. On the other hand, if we choose to disregard the tradition connecting Sun Wu's name with Holu, it might equally well have seen the light between 496 and 494, or possibly in the period 482 to 473, when Yue was once again becoming a very serious menace. We may feel fairly certain that the author, whoever he may have been, was not a man of any great eminence in his own day. On this point, the negative testimony of the Cao Chuan far outweighs any shred of authority still attaching to the Shi Qi. If its other facts are discredited, Sun Xin, however, makes a feeble attempt to explain the omission of his name from the great commentary. It was Wu Zhu, he says, who got all the credit for Sun Wu's exploits, because the latter, being an alien, I think they mean foreign alien, rather than space alien. I'm not a historian, but that seems the most likely case. Yeah, wait, that's like... Being an alien was not rewarded with an office in the state. How then did the Sun Tzu legend originate? It may be that the growing celebrity of the book imparted by degrees a kind of fictitious renown to its author. It was felt to be the only right and proper that one so well versed in the science of war should have solid achievements to his credit as well. Now the capture of Ying was undoubtedly the greatest feat of arms in Holu's reign. It made a deep and lasting impression on the surrounding states, and raised Wu to the short-lived single level power. Hence, what more natural, as time went on, than the acknowledged master of strategy, Sun Wu, should be properly identified with that campaign. At first, perhaps only in the sense that his brain conceived and planned it. Afterwards, that it was actually carried out by him in conjunction with Wu Yan, Opie, and Fukai. 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 It is obvious that any attempt to reconstruct even the outline of Sun Tzu's life must be based almost wholly on conjecture. With this necessary proviso, I should say that he probably entered the service of Wu about the time of Holu's ascension, and gathered experience only in the capacity of a subordinate officer during the intense military activity which marked the first half of the prince's reign. If he rose to be general at all, he certainly was never on equal footing with the three above mentioned. He was doubtless present at the investment occupation of Ying, and witnessed Wu's sudden collapse in the following year. Yue's attack at this critical juncture, when her rival was embarrassed on every side, seems to have convinced him that the upstart kingdom was the great enemy against whom every effort would henceforth have to be directed. Sun Wu was thus a well-seasoned warrior when he sat down to write his famous book. Which, according to my reckoning, must have appeared towards the end, rather than the beginning of Holu's reign. The story of the woman would possibly have grown out of some real incident according to time. As we hear no more of Sun Wu after this from any source, it is hardly likely to have survived his patron, or to have taken part in the death struggle of Yue, which began with the disaster at Su Li. If these inferences are absolutely correct, there is a certain irony in the fate which decreed that China's most illustrious man of peace should be contemporary with her greatest matter of war. Text of Sun Tzu.
And I think we'll cut it short and leave that back for tonight. My voice seems to be getting hoarse. A little late tonight, so that'll do it. I did technically start on Friday, so that's what matters. Okay, so I will start with the actual text. We have some introductions by Sun Wu himself or some other commentators, and eventually we will get to the actual 13 chapters. But oh well. We're getting there. I'm at the page, at least Project Gutenberg, where it says the text of the Sun Tzu's article. So, anyway, I think that's it for tonight. This is video number 6 on June 24th, 2011. And if you have any questions, comments, horoscopes, hate mail, whatever, send it by carrier pigeon, smoke signal, telekinesis. No, like telepathy. Anyway, okay, enough wasted time. Alright, have a good night, and good luck.